Time now for a truly moving story. You might remember I briefly mentioned it yesterday when we were going through the front pages of the papers. Jake Crump is 22 years old. He lives in Chard at the family home, but he's about to move out. And how about this for a parting gift for his parents? He wants to raise enough money to buy his dad, Dell, a bionic arm. Dell lost his arm in a work accident in the late 90s. Very pleased to say we can have a chat with Jake. Morning, Jake. Thanks for your time this morning. Let's ask by what happened to your dad. Can you tell us what went on?
Yeah, of course I can. First of all, good morning. Thank you very much for letting me come on and have a chat with you guys today. It's really exciting stuff. Um, yeah, when it comes to Dad, in 1996 on New Year's Eve, he had a work accident in which his arm became trapped in a wood burner. Um, and then in 1997, May of 1997, the decision was made to amputate Dad's arm because it wasn't of much use to him, and I think it would have caused him a bit more upset to have the arm than it would to not.
Okay, so this is all
And yeah,
before you were born, then, Jake. So you've only ever known your dad with one arm.
I have. Yeah, it's always been completely normal to me to see Dad with only one arm. In fact, it's more strange to see him with two if you look back at photos.
Yeah, sort of thing. Well, that's not my dad. He's got two arms, kind of thing. So, how has he been able to adapt then? I guess you weren't around at the very start when he was learning, but is he pretty good at with just the one arm?
He's done incredibly well. I have to say, he will always find a way to make something easier for himself. Um, he'll sort of MacGyver his way, make little gadgets and stuff that he can sort of use that will make life a lot easier for him. I don't know where he gets the ideas for some of them from, but he has managed sort of up until now exceptionally well to be able to continue life fairly normally with only one arm.
Great, that's good to hear. But has he ever used a prosthetic arm?
He has had a couple of prosthetics in the past, ranging from simple hand-looking things that just stay completely still and are there simply to look as if you have two arms, to some more sort of high-tech clampy arms that you move. We call his arm that he's got left his stump. So he'd move his stump and it would move this little clampy thing round and open and shut it and whatnot.
Mm.
Um, to using an arm off of a mannequin that he found sort of being thrown out of somewhere that he was working and thought that might make a good sort of arm. So took it and for quite some time would just shove a mannequin arm on and get on with his day.
Great, that's really enterprising. So, what, you just found this mannequin in a skip or something?
I think so, yeah. It was in a skip outside of somewhere he was working, and they said, no, we're not going to use it. And so he took the arm off and made do with it for a while.
They just sort of stuck it onto his stump. Wow, I love his attitude to it. Great, just whatever he can get hold of. Brilliant. Okay, so clearly they work fine, but actually, I guess you want something a bit more high tech. So how did you come up with this idea?
Dad's been interested in what Open Bionics, the company who we're going to for the arm, has been doing for years. He's followed their journey from when they first sort of hit the scene right up until now. And I thought, obviously, with myself and my other half moving out soon, also with Dad, he probably won't like me saying it, but with him getting older, his body is getting older, and suddenly, sort of having to do everything with one arm is really damaging to the arm he's got left. So I thought, let's have a look at actually getting him this Open Bionics arm that he really wants, this hero arm, and see if that can sort of balance him out almost, and make life a little bit easier for him. And so I had a little look, started some fundraising, and now we're here.
Talk me through what it's like then. What will is it just like having a handbag? What sorts of things will it be able to do?
It's very similar to having a handbag. So the hero arm itself can make a couple of different movements with the hand. So different ways of holding things up. I think it's got something like 9 settings of grip. So you could hold a pencil or you could pick up a ball. That sort of hand movement. which obviously is transferable to a lot of other things. That's just sort of what they teach you to begin with. Um, so really, what it is just it's not necessarily a full hand that he's going to be all, he's not going to be able to pick up cars with it because it's bionic. But he is going to be able to pick up a glass and talk on the phone with the other hand, and he's going to be able to sort of pick up keys and do something else with the other hand, and be able to sort of not multitask, but do the little things that we all take for granted, and do them at the same time, and just have a little bit of an easier life as he's getting on a bit.
Those things you mentioned, like picking up keys and doing other little bits, that's probably more useful than being able to pick up cars one-handed. So, actually, there's benefits, really, even if you can't lift up cars. I must admit, I've got two hands. I don't do much car lifting. So
I haven't recently.
No. So let's talk about the fundraising then. Firstly, how much do you need? How much have you raised, and how can people help out?
So we are looking to raise £11,000 to be able to get Dad his arm. Though I have this idea that we'll be able to continue fundraising, and be able to pay for other people to get their arms in the future. So anything over £11,000 also goes to Open Bionics, so that we can sort of help other people who have been in Dad's situation and are also sort of struggling. So far we've raised a little bit over £3,300, which is incredible. I honestly didn't really think we'd be as successful as we have been so far, and it's been amazing to see the response from everybody, and people getting involved and really helping Dad get over the line. And I've said a lot of words, and I forgot your third point of the question.
Which is, how can people help out? So where do they need to go?
Of course, that is helpful. So we have a Just Giving site. It's justgiving.com/give Dell a hand, all one word, and you can go there and you can donate anything you like. You can head over to TikTok, unbelievably, to @JakeCrump. It's just my name, where I'm doing a series of dad jokes every day until we've raised enough money to get Dad's arm. That also has a link to the Just Giving page on my TikTok. So it's a little bit fun. You get a dad joke. They're not necessarily funny. In fact, they're quite tragic, but it's got to be done.
Love it. Great idea. Jake, really lovely to speak to you. Give it all the best to your dad, and thanks very much for having a chat.
Will do. Thank you very much for having me.
Jake Crump there. He's from Chard, 22 years old. He's moving out. He wants to buy his dad a bionic arm to replace one that he lost, as in to replace his real arm that he lost in the late 90s. Great to have a chat with him. Brilliant stuff. If you can help them out, do if you can. Head to Just Giving, give Dell a hand. You'll be able to find it all on there. The time is 17 minutes past 8 o'clock. We're talking vaccines on the way next.
May the 11th.